For my final project, I decided to make a memorial recognizing the rape of Nanking. This was a genocide that happened in World War II, where Japanese soldiers raided the city of Nanking in China, and brutally murdered any inhabitant that they could find. As a result, the city was almost completely wiped out. I think it's important for there to be a memorial for this time in history to recognize all the lives that were lost. I also want this to be a more widely known event in history, because as of now, there's only one memorial to the rape of Nanking, and that's in the city of Nanking itself. So the general public outside of the city wouldn't really know about it. Like, I didn't really get to learn about it until this past summer when I read the book, The Rape of Nanking, for summer reading. The memorial would function both as a place for survivors to remember their loved ones who died, and also for the general public to learn more about such a dark time in history. Ideally, the monument would be placed in a U.S. city with a large Chinese population so that the survivors can easily access it. It would be in a park, and the bushes surrounding it would give a little bit of privacy to those inside the memorial to learn and reflect. A viewer would approach the memorial through the entrance. There they would find a plaque explaining the memorial and what happened during the rape of Nanking. People can walk around the reflecting pool and read the names of those who were killed, which would be carved along the side of the pool, so that they can kind of get a grasp at the number of people who lost their lives during this time. I hope that the survivors and the families of those killed during the rape of Nanking would feel that this memorial is fitting and right, that this is a meaningful way for them to remember their loved ones. I think that, for one, the Japanese government would disapprove of this memorial because they don't recognize that there was a genocide in China committed by Japanese soldiers. In fact, they have altered their history books so that there's either no mention of the rape of Nanking or very little, and they don't mention the number of people that were killed by Japanese soldiers. So therefore, Japan would be against it. But the memorial isn't as much about condemning the Japanese for what they did. It's more about having a place for survivors to be able to gather and pay their respects, and for the general public passing by to learn more about the genocide, so that such a horrific event will hopefully never happen again.